Hello and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? You spill your coffee, miss the bus, and then it starts to rain. It feels like the universe is against you. Well, today we're going to talk about people who had the ultimate bad day but came out on the other side with a story that defies belief. These are the tales of individuals who stared death in the face and through a combination of sheer will, quick thinking, and a staggering amount of luck, lived to tell the tale. Get ready to be amazed, because these are 10 of the luckiest people who survived the impossible. Our first story is about a man who literally fell from the sky. In 1972, Serbian flight attendant Vesna Varlavio was on JT Flight 367 when a bomb exploded mid-air. The plane broke apart at 33,333 feet. That's over 6 miles high. Miraculously, Vesna was trapped in a section of the fuselage which plummeted towards the earth. It crashed into a snowy wooded mountainside in Czechoslovakia. She was the sole survivor of the 28 people on board. Found by a woodsman, she had a fractured skull, 2 broken legs, and was temporarily paralyzed from the waist down. After months of recovery, she learned to walk again. Vesna holds the Guinness World Record for the highest fall survived without a parachute. Her survival is a medical and aeronautical miracle that experts still struggle to fully explain. Next, let's talk about Roy Sullivan. You might know him by his nickname, the Human Lightning Rod. Roy was a U.S. park ranger in Virginia, and between 1942 and 1977, he was struck by lightning on 7 different occasions and survived every single one. The odds of being struck by lightning once in your lifetime are already incredibly low, but 7 times? It's almost mathematically impossible. The strikes left him with various injuries, from losing a toenail to having his hair set on fire and suffering burns. Why was he so unlucky, or perhaps so lucky to survive? No one knows for sure. But Roy Sullivan's shocking story remains a testament to the unpredictable power of nature. From lightning to the icy depths of the ocean. Harrison Okene, a Nigerian ship's cook, was on board a tugboat when it capsized and sank 100 feet to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean in 2013. As the boat filled with water, Harrison found a small 4-foot air pocket in an engineer's office. There he sat, in complete darkness, listening to the sounds of the ocean and what he thought were sharks devouring his crewmates. He was dressed only in his boxers. For nearly 3 days, he survived in the freezing water, breathing the limited air. A rescue dive team, sent to recover bodies, was stunned to see a hand reach out to them. Harrison was the only survivor out of the 12 crew members. His rescue was a 1 in a million chance, a true beacon of hope in the dark. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be swallowed by a whale? Ask Michael Packard. In 2021, this commercial lobster diver was about 45 feet deep off the coast of Cape Cod when everything suddenly went dark. He felt a huge shove and realized he was inside the mouth of a humpback whale. He thought he was going to die. He could feel the whale squeezing with the muscles in its mouth. But after about 30 to 40 terrifying seconds, the whale surfaced, shook its head, and spat him out. Michael escaped with only bruises. It's believed the whale, likely a juvenile, mistook him for food and released him once it realized its mistake. Imagine that story at parties. Our next survivor cheated death not once, not twice, but 7 times. Frane Selek, a Croatian music teacher, has a life story that sounds like a movie script. His brushes with death began in 1962 when a train he was on derailed into an icy river. He survived with a broken arm. A year later, he was sucked out of a malfunctioning airplane door and landed in a haystack. The plane crashed, but he walked away. He also survived multiple car crashes, including one where his car burst into flames just moments after he escaped. As if his life wasn't incredible enough, in 2003, Frane Selek won over $1 million in the Croatian lottery. Some people just have all the luck, don't they? Now for a story of incredible endurance. In 2003, adventurer Aaron Ralston was canyoneering alone in Utah when a boulder dislodged, crushing and trapping his right arm against a canyon wall. For 5.5 days, he was stuck. He rationed his small amount of food and water, hoping for rescue. When his supplies ran out, he realized he was faced with an unthinkable choice: die in the canyon or do the impossible to free himself. Using the dull blade on his multi-tool, Aaron amputated his own arm. He then had to rappel 65 feet down a cliff and hike for miles before he finally found other hikers who called for help. His harrowing ordeal was famously depicted in the film 127 hours. Let's head to the mountains for our next tale of survival. In 1985, climbers Joe Simpson and Simon Yates were descending from a summit in the Peruvian Andes when Simpson fell, shattering his leg. In a blizzard and with darkness falling, Yates was forced to lower him down the mountain. But then disaster struck again. Simpson went over an unseen cliff edge, and Yates, unable to hold his weight, was being pulled off the mountain himself. After an hour, Yates made the agonizing decision to cut the rope, sending Simpson plummeting into a deep crevasse. Miraculously, Simpson survived the fall. Over the next 3 days, with a broken leg and no food or water, he crawled and hopped 5 miles back to their base camp, arriving just hours before Yates was due to leave. This next story is about a teenager who survived a plane crash in the Amazon rainforest. In 1971, 17-year-old Julianne Kopke was flying with her mother when their plane was struck by lightning and disintegrated in mid-air. Julianne, still strapped to her seat, fell 2 miles into the jungle. She was the sole survivor. With a broken collarbone, a deep gash on her leg, and one eye swollen shut, she had to navigate the dense, dangerous rainforest alone. Remembering survival lessons from her father, a famous biologist, she followed a stream, knowing it would lead to a larger river and civilization. After 11 agonizing days of fighting insects, hunger, and infection, she found a small boat and a hut, where she was eventually rescued by lumberjacks. Now imagine falling from 18,000 feet. That's what happened to skydiver Michael Holmes in 2006. During a jump over New Zealand, both his main parachute and his reserve parachute failed to open properly. He spiraled towards the ground at speeds estimated up to 80 miles per hour, capturing the whole terrifying ordeal on his helmet camera. He was certain he was going to die, but in an incredible twist of fate, he landed in a blackberry bush. The flexible branches and soft mud beneath cushioned his impact just enough. He survived with a broken ankle and a punctured lung. His first words after impact? "I'm alive. I'm alive." Our final story is of Ewa Winierska, a German paraglider who was caught in a powerful thunderstorm during a training flight in Australia. She was sucked into a massive cumulonimbus cloud and pulled upwards at an incredible rate. She was lifted to an altitude of 32,634 feet, higher than Mount Everest, into temperatures of -40 degrees. She passed out from lack of oxygen and was pelted by hailstones the size of oranges. For about an hour she was unconscious, encased in ice, flying through the storm. Then, as she descended, she miraculously regained consciousness and was able to land her paraglider. She survived with only frostbite. She flew through the heart of a storm that few pilots would dare to enter and live to tell the tale. From the skies to the depths of the ocean, from lightning strikes to being swallowed by a whale. These stories are a powerful reminder of the fragility of life and the incredible strength of the human spirit. They defy explanation and push the boundaries of what we believe is possible. Which of these survival stories shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content that makes you question the limits of possibility, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.